Fearless Gamers, Matt here for Fearless Games, and today I'm going to be doing a follow-up experiment to our past video on Simple Green. For those who don't know, I'm going to put a link in the description, or if I can, maybe put a little bubble here if I remember to do so after the fact, of a video we did about a year and a half ago, where the Clown and Stark-Lord took some plastic models, and put them in various degrees of Simple Green to see if Simple Green, over time, wears on the detail on plastic models. The results were resounding that, well, I'll leave that for you guys to see on the video if you haven't already. Now, with that, though, I have my own little thing that I want to talk about with Simple Green a little bit. They talked about plastic models, but we never really dived into metal models or fine cast models. And in my experience with Simple Green, you tend to get, in a perfect world, Simple Green has this effect. A nice, clean model that you can start fresh over from. But I never have this experience with Simple Green. My models always end up looking like this. They're perfectly stripped and nothing's wrong with them, but they have this weird gray film on them. And these were left in pure Simple Green. And the effect was, but I can even get this effect when I put them in water as well. It seems to be some sort of film that the Simple Green has when it's exposed to the pewter stuff. And in fact, that original picture that we showed, if we zoom out here, as you can see, there's some of these gray patches. That's where the model was exposed. The paint was chipped off of the model. So there was nowhere for, so for some reason that was film. It seems like the paint kind of protects the model from the effect of this, like, film effect that that Simple Green tends to do. But like I said, leaves no problem, the model's perfectly fine, it's just now darker. I also have this effect with black models. The models tend to keep like a dark blackish tinge all over the body of the model, especially on my plastic models. And I can never seem to get this to not do this. Well, recently, one of my friends was talking about how there's another product out there that is great for stripping models, and he thinks it's better than Simple Green. That product is called Purple Power. Purple Power is, he describes it as a soup-upped version of Simple Green. Simple Green rips off Purple Power in his, at least that's what he claims. I don't know who came first or what all that jazz. But it's it's a biodegradable industrial strength cleaner. And he says that it cleans and strips models without leaving this film on them. And I want to put that to the test. So we're going to try out a little experiment today here, like we did before with the Simple Green. What I've got is I've got a squad of fire dragons. These are dudes that I've had. They're starting to chip and wear, and I'm not really liking how the results of the paint came out nowadays. So, like a lot of my Eldar stuff, this is going to get stripped and completely redone. Then I've also got a squad of Dark Reapers, which are painted with some unknown paint. I have no idea what these models are painted with at all. I don't know if it's GW, Army Painter, who knows. I found them in my Save Me tank at work, at my local hobby shop, so I picked them up because I could use some Dark Reapers. So we've got a set of unknown painted models here, and some GW painted models here. We're going to put them each in their own bucket of Purple Power, and now each of them, these guys have a couple of chips on them, and on the fire pike of the X-Arch, there's the stem of the fire pike is completely exposed pewter metal, whereas the Dark Reaper X-Arch here is got I forget the name of it. His super Reaper launcher here is completely unpainted. So we've got areas that are completely unpainted and painted areas to see if I can tell the difference after the fact, if I can see anybody piece of that. And also with that, I'm going to throw in each one of those stripped farseers to see if maybe Purple Power will remove the gray film from Simple Green models. And so we've got our 2 individual jars here. They do have half a cup of water in them, just so I can save on purple power. And we are going to take the purple power here. And let's remove this annoying tape that they put on so it doesn't get harmed during shipping. And rip half the instruction labels off. Okay. It's just a mixture of water that they suggest for dilution. So let's open this up. And again, like I said, this is biodegradable, so it's safe to use indoors. There's not going to be any issues with that. And where's my hobby knife? Okay, so now I'm going to take another half cup of purple power and put one in each cup here. So, a little bit more after the fact. So as you can see, this stuff is purple. Hence the name, Purple Power. I get it all over the place, but in the bucket. So now, let us go and put our models in. So we got our Dark Reapers, they're going to go in here. And our Fire Dragons, they're going to go in here. There we go. Now we're going to take one Farseer, the second Ed one, and put it with the second, third Ed one model, and put it in the Purple Power with the Dark Reapers. Then we're going to take the fourth Ed and plop them in there. Now, just going to give a little bit more Purple Power to this one since I spilled some. Yeah, they're close enough for government work. Since this is less of a test of if it hurts the models and such, it's more just of how it affects them. So that is that. Let us seal these up. By the way, great place for containers for these. Fast food, Chinese takeout soup. That's what these came from. So now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take these and put them under a sink. That's because I've discovered in my experience, Purple Power, well, Simple Green at least, is more effective when it's out of the light. I've gotten roughly a result of 2 weeks in Simple Green in only a week by leaving these under a counter of some sort. So we're going to take these, put them under the sink, and wait about, I'd say a week, and then we'll see what the results of that are. So, looking at my clock right now, it is Thursday, February 26th at 3:16, and so back this time, roughly around this time, in 1 week, and we'll see what happens.
1 week later.
Hey there, fearless gamers. It's been 1 week and a couple of hours because work and weather kinda threw a monkey wrench into everything. But it is right now Thursday, March 4th, or 5th. Which day is it today? As you can tell, I'm terrible at remembering things. March 5th. And it is 8:40 p.m. So it's been a couple of extra hours. So it's not been exactly 24 hours. It's been a little bit longer. But we now have our Purple Power experiments. We've got right now here the the fire dragons, and I don't know if you can see well here. Unfortunately, my remote went MIA and I'm by myself, so I can't zoom in, but it's actually gotten like an orangey tinge to the purple power, which is interesting effect, whereas the Dark Reapers pretty much became clear, which is really interesting that it did that. I don't know what that is all about, but let's now test to see how well that this purple power worked. Got a little tray of water and a old toothbrush, my go-tos for cleaning these guys once I've set them in. Now, looking at them right now, still, whew, this thing does have a very powerful scent. The model definitely has a look as if it's been in simple green for about 3 or 4 weeks, instead of what usually then, because like with simple green, it has a little bit of this like bump, roughy edge, but only after like 2 or 3 weeks of sitting in there. So let's go and remove cleaning. Came out pretty good. I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to have a snapshot of it pop up right next to me right here while I take a quick once over with this with the launcher. And the launcher itself also came out fairly clean. Excuse me, surprisingly. Now, of course, one new things that a lot of people also using now is a sonic cleaner. I hear those are really great, especially against metal models. I hear for plastic it's not too good, but like I said, I've never used one, so I can't say here or there. I'm just saying what I've been hearing. But okay, so right there, that's that. So far, not too bad at all. Like, there's a pic of the model as of finished. And so before I go on to the, so let's now move on to a GW-based miniature. And I'm gonna first take out the thing, and came out really clean. So, thought this again, like all the gold on this thing is like all cracked and bubbly. Very similar to, like, again, Pete and myself, like Simple Green would have if I left it in there for like 2 or 3 weeks. And so let's see how the GW paint holds up under the attack of a brush here. Okay, now, I said, usually I'll be sitting there for like good 20-30 minutes on one single piece here to get all the paint taken out, but not too shabby. And again, the piece that was left exposed, it came out pretty nice and clean. So here is a picture of the Fire Dragon, X-Arch finished after I took paint on it. Now, first I'm going to test out the model that was already cleaned and had that little film on it to see if the purple power would help in any way with that. And it has not. So at least this is the one that was in the unknown paint with the Dark Reaper. No real effect on the film of that. So now we're going to take the one that was in the GW painted one. And again, no real change. So here is picture of a simple greened model and a picture of a purple powered model. And as you can see, there is a very significant difference here. And like I said before, both these models wore the simple green model was completely painted. So from the same treatment, and the purple and the simple green one was in for quite some time. Excuse me, I will admit. But for me, I get this look even if I do it for like a week or so. So the effects are quite and again, 1 week and only about, 3 or 4 minutes of me scraping the paint off got those results. So yeah, I've been convinced. I'm converting over to Purple Power from now on instead of Simple Green. Like I said, it just 10 times better and less time needed to soak in this stuff. I was keeping tabs on it for the week, and it looked like I could have dived in and in maybe 2 or 3 days, I probably would have been able to pop this out and start working on it. I didn't probably have to wait the week in order for this to be this good. So yeah, definitely would recommend picking this up. If you need, I'll put a link in the description for the exact page that I went to on Amazon in order to pick this up. And with it, if with the pewter models, you could probably also really do a lot of awesome work with this and a sonic cleaner, from what I hear about them. So yeah, if you ask me, between the two, Simple Green, Purple Power wins. So that is all for right now. Thank you all for watching, and if you haven't yet, like this video, subscribe to us, and check us out on Facebook, because we have some cool news pieces there, and sometimes we do caption contests, and that's all for right now. So until next time, Fearless Gamers, take care.